The guy makes sarcastic quips like that all the time.
So you're voting for the guy that jokes about raping children. You're voting for the guy that jokes about raping children publicly.
I've heard way worse things.
Look at this is just, can you imagine like 10 years ago if I told you guys, hey, the Republican Party is going to be defending child rape in a few years, even though they claim to be the party of children. And they're going to be defending people that associate with it, which I find funny because if it's a Democrat that ever associated with Epstein, you want to put against a wall. I saw some guy with like the most amazing username yesterday. It was George BBW Bush. GW made me think of that. Oh man,
it's funny.
I was fucking dying. I was laughing. He just liked my video. I was cracking up.
I want to pull my hair out. All right, I'll make this quick. So what that guy I think was trying to explain is that, okay, so when you're getting taxed on unrealized gains and you own property, which if you ever heard of BlackRock, right, they own a shit ton of property, these corporations do, they're going to get their ass kicked on taxes on unrealized gains because your property appreciates. All right, so I don't know if you guys own property or deal with people who own a lot of property, but property is a awesome asset that appreciates really well, right?
Usually, yeah.
So when they're getting their asses handed to them on taxes, they're not just going to lay down and take it. What he's trying to say is that
26% is on par with what they already pay for short-term capital gains. And for long-term capital gains, it will be lower.
They can't access this money. This is unrealized gains. So this is money that they don't actually have. So
they have to sell out. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is to sell out or cover it. Okay, shut up and let me talk. It is a purely a hit on their...
Excuse me, asshole.
Sorry.
It is too damn hot right now.
I'm trying to explain this. It is purely a hit.
This ain't your show.
So that overhead is going to get passed on to the consumer. This is well known.
Oh, okay. Are they going to... So, well, I can just make the counter argument that they'll sell out of the housing market then.
Oh, so we want defaults and things like that? I mean, they're not going to...
No, you're saying you want better housing supply, then they'll sell out of the housing market if they can't make any money, right?
It's artificial. Listen, that's
can you address what I just said? You just realized in a split second that your argument has no merit, because if they can't afford the unrealized, they can sell out of the market, which guess what undermines that guy's point in every degree, which is that they are getting killed by unrealized gains. Okay, then that'll force them out of the market. That's a good thing for us, right? Is that not a good thing if BlackRock gets forced? I'm talking. Is that not a good thing if BlackRock gets kicked out of the market and is forced to sell?
Well, I would agree there's better ways to do it, but yes, I do think that I do agree that there needs to be yes,
that's not what I asked. No, that's not what I asked.
Not in that way. Not in that way.
Why? Why is selling back?
I do agree.
Why would selling out of the housing market not be beneficial for creating? It's doing the exact same thing you want. It either forces them to pay taxes on having billions or trillions of dollars of unrealized assets, or they sell it into the market, which is beneficial for everyone in both ways. What's the lose? What's the lose-lose?
They just do their exchanges and buy more property and just keep rolling with it. The end is that's going to get passed on to the consumer.
How?
Because their overhead is going up because they're having to pay.
How is that going to get passed on to the consumer? How is it getting passed on to the consumer?
I literally just said it. They're going to raise rent.
They're going to raise rent, so they pay on the property value. So they still have a market. You understand how rent works? It has a market.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And if it's outside the bounds of that market, people don't rent there.
Not something for billionaires. That's funny.
I know this dude's over here just literally he literally said, I despise dudes so much, I'm going to come on here and get on my knees for some billionaires.
That's not what I'm doing here. I'm totally against BlackRock. I'm just saying the reality.
I just want to make sure we don't touch their profits.
No, I'm just saying it's
the majority of the profits BlackRock owns aren't rental properties.
Those people aren't going to lose.
I think I think that you've been thoroughly destroyed. Listen, I'm done with this conversation because you've been thoroughly destroyed, and it's just like you're just yapping at this point. But go ahead, yap away.
Well, okay, the Epstein stuff I wanted to address too. I mean, I just wanted to say what that guy was trying to get at, and it does make sense.
Now he's going to defend the rapist. Yeah, let's go. Go ahead.
I'm not defending him. I'm saying I think we should still be able to mention the things like Trump throwing Epstein out of his properties in 2007 or 2008, whenever they had their falling out. The prosecuting attorney,
but not calling the police.
Why would he not turn him in?
The prosecuting attorney explicitly mentioned Trump in an interview, saying he was the only one who responded to his subpoenas out of all the celebrities and everybody. Trump is the only one who responded to the subpoenas and gave a lot of information that helped go after Epstein.
Who said this?
The prosecuting attorney. What's his name?
From 2008?
It's literally an interview.
The one from 2008?
I don't know the name.
Are you talking about the prosecutor from 2008?
I think he's talking about Acosta, isn't he?
No. The interview was when he was a president. Was when Trump was a president.
So you're talking about Acosta then? Talking about Robert Acosta?
Yeah. Alex Acosta.
Or what's that his name? Is it Bob Acosta? Or Bob Costa?
No, it's Alex. Alex Acosta.
No,
it's Alex Acosta. Trust me.
I'm just saying, as far as
Alex.
if we're going to talk about their relationship, we should talk about all of it. We should talk about all of it.
Wasn't he?
Trump threw him out of his property for being inappropriate with a young female of one of the members of his clubs, right? So I mean, Trump and Epstein
kind of the bare minimum,
buddies.
isn't it?
I mean, they were. I'm pretty sure they were buddies when they were 2002ish or so, but they did have a falling out in like 07, 08, and that's like well known. Even mainstream media reported that.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So in 2008, Alex Acosta was the he was the defending attorney for Jeffrey Epstein.
We're talking about two different.
I know what I'm talking about. The prosecuting attorney.
I thought you were talking about Cohen's attorney. I was like, sorry, go ahead.
I'm talking about the prosecuting attorney that was going after Epstein, subpoenaed a ton of people, and Trump was the only person that responded.
In 2008.
It's
I don't know what year the subpoenas were. I said 2008 is when they had their little falling out.
So the same attorney that let Epstein walk.
Yes. That's Alex Acosta. And then Donald Trump. This is literally, you're talking about Alex Acosta. He let Epstein walk, and then Donald Trump put him a part of his administration until all the news came out that he was the Epstein's attorney.
No, this is not Trump.
Holy shit, dude! I was almost done talking, and then Donald Trump released him from his administration. Thank you for letting me finish. Yeah, he was a part of the Department of Labor. He was head of the Department of Labor. Alex Acosta.
He kicked Epstein out for being inappropriate with.
Why didn't he call the police?
What?
Hey guys, if you are enjoying the show, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And if you want to support the channel, you guys can become a YouTube member on this channel, or preferably join the Patreon in the link tree in the bio. Also in the link tree is my TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and the OK Hi YouTube, which I post news to on a regular basis. Enjoy the rest of the show. Why didn't he report what Epstein was doing? He stated of Epstein, quote, he likes them young. That's what he said. Why didn't he report it if he knew?
So he's calling him out? What do you mean?
Would you like to know why Donald Trump didn't report him?
Trump responded to the subpoena. What do you mean? What else do you need? That doesn't account for anything? Like, that doesn't account for anything?
No.
Oh.
Okay,
that's arguing against a rock here.
Yeah, what do you mean? No. You're over here defending Epstein and his buddies.
I'm not defending Epstein. How do you?
Yes, you are.
Reach.
It's not a reach to say. No, it's not a reach to say that Donald Trump has 8 different accusers that are underage. The same people that accused Epstein are the same people accusing Trump. Donald Trump said of a 10-year-old girl, in 10 years I'll be dating her. He didn't turn over Epstein. He didn't turn over Maxwell. Maxwell hooked him up with girls. I don't know if you knew that one. You're welcome. He knew what was going on. And his conduct is literally, we see it every day. We see it all the time. And you're over here just defending the shit out of it.
I'm not defending anything. I'm pointing out what happened.
Yes, you are. How do you defend that? Donald Trump said of a 10-year-old girl, in 10 years, I'll be dating her.
I'm not defending that.
How can you vote for that guy?
I'm not defending that, nor do
I didn't ask that. How can you vote for that guy? I didn't ask that. How can you vote for that guy?
I guess when you talk about the Kamala or these people, and people want to say like, okay, we're not voting for Kamala, we're voting for the party. It's more so voting for the party and ideals, because again, I'm somebody who doesn't really believe that the president is the main act, does everything, right? It's the ideologies.
So it's okay. Your ideas are so important that you vote for a child rapist.
Accused, I guess. I mean, you have
cool. What policies? What policies do? Right. What? Hold on a second, really quick. Let's see what really quick, let's see what policies are worth not defending children over. What policies you got?
What do you mean? What do you mean policies are?
Why are you voting for the Republicans?
Well, I mean, one huge thing is that Trump has advocated for trying to disclose the CIA files. I don't know if that'll ever happen because he said the same thing for Epstein, and that never happened either.
Yeah, he said the same thing for JFK. For those of you that don't know, we're saying rapist, not the other one with the R because of TikTok.
Those are the CIA files.
He didn't release them. Next point, why are you voting for him?
I just don't trust the government entirely, and I feel like this guy is not a career politician.
But you trust you trust the guy? You trust this guy? You said policies. You said the Republican Party holds policies that I value more than all the shit that Donald Trump's done. So I'm asking you, what policies?
Smaller government, more responsible spending, all the general.
I said policies, not platitudes. Policies.
I guess I can't speak to any specific policies. It's more
so you're sitting in here in a live of over 2,000 people saying that you're voting for a child rapist, and you're saying that you're doing that. No. You're doing that because
he's not a child. Again, he's not a child. I mean, are we redefining this term now or what?
No, Katie Johnson. No, he's been accused by children of rape. You watched the Miss Teen USA pageants. He would brag about watching them in their dressing room.
Prosecuted? I mean, again.
Yes, he has. Yeah, he went to court and lost for rape. Yeah.
Again,
so you're telling me that you're going to vote for the rapist that was friends with Epstein that says I don't know anything about anything ever.
He's not friends with Epstein. That's the thing.
Yes, he was. So okay, so really quick. So in the potential, there's a potential that all of the things that I've just said are true, correct?
I mean, there's potential for everything. I mean,
there's a potential. This isn't an admission. This isn't an admission, but there is potential that everything that he has been accused of doing is true. And much of what I've said has been proven. And you're going to tell me, hold on a second, you're going to tell me that in spite of all of that, you're going to vote for him for no particular reason.
I'm saying the media has done such a poor job for so long, and people like you have done such a poor job for so long that no, it is not. It's not just I'm going to take your word.
Hey, man, stop deflecting.
Trust that stuff.
I don't care. But you haven't given me a reason. He is proven in court to have raped at least one woman.
And there's plenty of questions surrounding that too.
There's not any question surrounding that. It was proven in court.
And plus, it wasn't. It
was proven in court. Yes, it was. Per the judge. Per the judge, Lewis Kaplan, Donald Trump raped E. Jean Carroll in the general sense of the word.
In the general sense of the word.
Yes.
What? Again, it seems
he was found to have done that. No, it's because of the way that New York defined the law. He digitally penetrated E. Jean Carroll. This is proven in court. He lost the appeals on it. Now, can you tell me, you're telling me that in spite of all of that potentiality and the 34 felonies, that you're going to vote for this guy, despite the fact that you have not a single reason to do so?
Yeah, because I believe that the establishment, everybody's going after him, and I believe that's for a reason. It's because they're all terrified of him.
I don't know what that has to do with what I just said. You don't have a reason to vote for him, and you're voting for a potential.
Yes,
you're voting for
adjudicated. I don't necessarily trust what I hear about him. No, I don't necessarily believe all the.
So why don't you trust what he says then? He said of a 10-year-old girl, in 10 years I'll be dating her.
The guy makes sarcastic quips like that all the time.
So you're voting for the guy that jokes about raping children. So you're voting for the guy that jokes. Yes, you're voting for the guy that jokes about raping children publicly.
I've heard way worse things.
Look at this is just. Can you imagine like 10 years ago if I told you guys, hey, the Republican Party is going to be defending child rape in a few years, even though they claim to be the party of children. And they're going to be defending people that associate with it, which I find funny because if it's a Democrat that ever associated with Epstein, you want to put against a wall. That's the wild part.
You guys remember when Bill Clinton almost smoked the green stuff and he almost lost a candidacy because of that? Like you guys are literally backing a child.
I want to point something out really important here. The establishment is better than people that defend child rapists.
The establishment is what's keeping Epstein.
We do not care.
The establishment is so bad, but I can't tell you why. So I'm going to go for the guy that's an adjudicated rapist. All right. It is amazing to me what you can make Trump supporters track their mind down to do, right? Like, if you were to say like in the perspective of things, if it was like Bill Clinton running right now, right? If it was Bill Clinton and I had to decide between Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, if Bill Clinton did it, he needs to resign. He needs to pull out. It's not even a discussion.
Yep.
If it's a question where it's like, okay, well, there's question. He definitely hung out with Epstein, but there's questions about to the degree of it, right? Then that would be a situation where it's like we have to compare everything, because there's a lot of people that were close with Bill Cosby that had no idea what he was doing, right? Everybody knew that about Weinstein because he was open about it, but there were people that are friends with evil people and awful people that have no idea, right? I told you about a book by Misha Gessen where Putin's longtime, like 30-year friend found out that he was murdering political opponents and dissidents, and he was shocked. And he knew him. He'd had dinner with his family. He had hung around him. He had been best friends with Putin dating back like 30 years. And had no idea. Was shocked because Putin said he was going to hit a guy over the head and put him in a rug. And so you have to have that. But when you have Donald Trump out here saying this shit over and over and over again and literally tipping his cap every time, you know, like, oh yeah, I'd be dating her. I know, because you probably saw the same on Epstein Island. And it's wild to me that these guys will literally defend them. Roy Moore, Gates, these guys will defend it. Nobody, you see anybody, can anybody on that, you want to find me one Democrat that's defending Bob Menendez? Just one. I'll wait.
Bob Menendez makes me want to buy gold bars.